friends, and in today's video I really wanted to share with you exactly how I set my financial goals. I think it's really important that you always have goals in line with how you want to save and spend your money. And today I just wanted to share with you a few of the things that I do and really help me when I think about setting my financial goals. So if you are interested in this video, please make sure to hit that like button, and of course please consider subscribing and joining our community. We are all about living frugally, saving money, and of course making sure we are living a life of financial freedom. So what I found that has really helped me on my journey to financial freedom has been to set clear financial goals. And what I mean by that are the personal big picture objectives of how I will save my money and how I intend to spend that. So what I like to do is to be very clear on how my savings are going to be used. I don't just like having a general savings pot for which I can just run to. I like to be very clear about exactly what it is that I'm saving for and being aware of what it is that I'm going to be using that money for. So I like this method because it's a process in which enables me to achieve those goals because I've identified them from advance and I've got a process for which I can get to. So some examples of the financial goals you could set could be to have an emergency fund, to pay off your debt, to save for retirement, to save for a home, or even to save for vacation. Whatever it is that you are saving that particular money, it's really helpful to be able to then have the saving pots for those. You know exactly what it is you are saving for. But what I would say is you have to make sure your goals are realistic and they're goals that are achievable. It's important to know the financial envelope that you are working within and then start to think about how you can set your financial goals. It's important not to be too aggressive when it comes to setting your financial goals because you are less likely to achieve them. So there's no point in me in my current situation to then say I'm going to be, using my savings and my paycheck that I'm getting, that I'm going to be a millionaire next year, because I know for a fact that is most likely not going to happen. I mean, there's a slight likelihood that, things can change, but realistically, that may not happen. What I found has really helped me is to start small, start with small financial goals and then move on to bigger goals. So I used to start off with just trying to save £1,000 in a year and then move on from saving £1,000 to saving £10,000, saving £50,000, to then thinking about how can I get to the point where I can save £300,000. So the best thing to do is, if you're in a position where you haven't even set any financial goals, start with thinking small. The third thing that I like to do is to be clear about the time frame for which I am setting these goals for. There's no need in just saying I need to save £1,000 without having a time frame in mind, because I think then if you don't have a time frame, you're most likely not going to spend. And that was the case for me. So if I didn't have a time frame, I'll just be like, yeah, I want to save £1,000, but I haven't defined exactly when by, and I was less likely to save. So I like to set a time frame, be clear on whether or not it's a short-term or a long-term financial goal. By definition, a short-term goal is anything that you need to achieve within the next 3 years. And then anything above 3 years is a long-term goal. But you might want to define it differently. You set the parameters for when you would like to achieve it by. So I know for certain things I am saving for. So for example, I'm saving for a holiday away, hopefully when everything calms down around the world and we're allowed to travel around the world, then I know I have got something to work towards. And trust me, once everything calms down, I am hoping to go on holiday. But I do always have a holiday fund every year that I'm continuously saving into, and then I can dip into it when it's time for me to book my flights and the resort and all of that. The other thing to think about is to also have some big long-term financial goals. So for example, I know I am working towards buying the house of my dreams, and I know that I need a huge deposit to purchase that house. So I know that that's a goal that I know that when I started my savings, I knew I couldn't do it within the first 3 years. I would have to save for a significantly longer time, but it's something that I have in mind. So always have a time frame to which you are working to save or spend your money. The final thing that I would say is when you're setting your financial goals is to always account for inflation. Now, inflation is simply a measure of the average prices of goods and services and how they change over time. And that has an impact on the value of money. So if inflation is rising over time, we know that £1 today doesn't have the same value as £1 in 2 years' time, or even in a year's time. So if I know I want to save £1,000 in 2 years' time, and I know that inflation is rising at 3% every single year, that means to get the value of £1,000 this year in 2 years' time, I need to save £1,060 to account for the 3% inflation increase each year. So I hope that has helped you. I just really genuinely wanted to share with you quickly how I set my financial goals and the process for which I set them and how it works for me. I really hope it helps you. Please let me know in the comments below if you have found this useful, and please make sure to check out all my saving videos which show you everything around how I save fast, how I determine my saving pots and all of that, and how it has really helped me generate savings and pay off debt. And until the next video, thank you so much for all your support. Take care. Bye. Mwah.